I'm extremely grateful to be reminded of these possibilities for offering empathy. I experienced them. My experience with my partner was incredible, because these two, metaphor and impossible dream, I really felt the intensity coming from her. How to say it? Like something really came alive. Instead of just guessing feelings and needs, the metaphor and the impossible dream made it very, very concrete, because the needs words are abstract, right? Do you want more choice? Do you want more clarity? But when you bring it to a metaphor or an impossible dream, which is kind of like a metaphor, it felt really great. And I'm wondering if there are some instances where it might not be appropriate, or if we can use them in every case. I'll be experimenting with them, but just curious. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say the answer to that, there is no answer to that. What I would say the answer to that is, we talk a lot sometimes about how empathy is silent, and actually empathy is rooted in silence, being able to still ourselves. So if we can go into silence and then just trust our impulses, our instincts, then that's where the answer to that question lies. Whether it's what situations it's appropriate in and when it's not. And there are certainly times when I have wanted to say something to someone, and then all of a sudden it's like this wall arises in front of me, and I realize, wait a minute, this isn't just going to work. I just have to let it be the way it is. And if I try to say something, it will cause more separation, no matter what I say, no matter how skillfully I say it. Mm-hmm. So I just, and that's kind of metaphorically within myself, walk away, let it be what it is. Walk away is not the right term, but not just let it be what it is and not take any action. So does that help your question?
David, I didn't quite understand the metaphor and impossible dream idea. Would you mind just explaining that one more time?
Yeah, so I would say the metaphor is a way to bring out imagery. Instead of just using words like, are you feeling distraught? One of the things that I've noticed about are you feeling because you're needing. I've never heard anyone say, are you feeling joyful because you're needing compassion? It's always something like there's a lack that's kind of that formula is forced into. And so if I'm using are you feeling because you're needing, we're working with dictionary definitions, and people have to bring up their own concepts, their own meaning. And so it's still engaged in a level of mind and an analysis. Whereas if I can go to imagery where people are bringing pictures forth in their head. So with the joyful, I might be saying, God, it's like there's this radiant warmth that's coming from you when you're swelling, like a huge balloon that's swelling that just wants to take off into the stratosphere. Then I'm expressing an energy, but I'm doing it through a series of images rather than dictionary defined words. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The feeling that comes through those images, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And the impossible dream, they're all sometimes like, I've been at a meeting and I just say, I wish I could shrink myself down to the size of an ant and get out of here without anybody noticing.
Hmm.
And to me, that's an expression, it's an action that I wish I could take. It's not physically plausible, but it still really just told you a lot about how I'm experiencing the meeting. Wanting to get small and invisible and then leave. So it's simply, it's different, it's ways of tying into our different modalities of our brain. Some people, the dictionary definition way of doing it really lands with them. Some people are visual thinkers. Some people are very kinesthetic. You know, gosh, it seems like that last interaction you were telling me about was like rubbing your hand on sandpaper. You know, things just weren't connecting. So someone who's kinesthetic, that might really say a lot to them. Yeah, rubbing my hand on sandpaper. That's exactly how that conversation was. So does that help?
Yeah, that's very helpful. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.